And Dr. Alison Koch is a marine biologist and researcher at Shark Spotters, which balances the needs of both people and white shark conservation by reducing the interaction and conflict between the two. She joins us now from Cape Town. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Firstly, it's hard not to be moved by that vision of the shark attack. As someone who works closely with the great whites in South Africa, how did you react to that vision?
It was very shocking to see because it's the first time that I've actually seen an incident like that take place live and, to watch the footage afterwards. So it certainly was quite shocking, and I had to watch it a number of times to try and understand what was going on.
And what was going on there? Is that particular area of the water, is that a common area for shark attacks that you know of?
Jeffreys Bay is a very well-known surf spot, but it's also a very well-known area for sharks. And as far as I can remember, there's been sharks in the area there. And even as a child, I used to swim and surf in that area. And there was always closures, beach closures because of sharks. More recently, some of our satellite tag data of white sharks has shown that that area is widely used by a range of sharks. And sometimes they're just simply moving through the area, but other times they'll spend a couple of days in that area. It seems to be quite favourable for them.
Now, fellow surfer Warren Green has said it's possible that he saw the shark 2 hours before the attack on Mick Fanning. Some say it was just a seal, but does there need to be a more effective shark sighting mechanism at these kind of events?
I think that, there's only so much people can do. When you enter the ocean, there's always going to be a small risk of encountering one. The South African coast is well known for sharks. I think that from what I understand, the organisers had a lot in place in terms of boats on the back line, people trying to detect on the shoreline, rescue boats and so forth. And certainly from the rescue that I saw, it was incredibly fast response, and people should be commended for that. I think there's really only so much that you can do in an event like that to prevent a shark attack entirely.
Well, given, as you say, shark attacks in that particular bay are quite common, should the event have taken place at all?
I think that while shark sightings are quite common, actual attacks are very, very rare. And in that area, the last incident took place more than 2 years ago. So, sightings are common, but actual incidents are quite rare. This time of year, there are a number of sightings that take place, and I think that you do need to have precautions in place, but at the end of the day, you're entering a wild space and you're going to encounter the wildlife every now and again. So I don't think that there was any reason that the competition should not have been held. I don't think that there was any signs that it shouldn't have been held.
What sort of deterrents can be used to protect surfers and other beachgoers from sharks in these sort of areas?
Well, the method that you use is very location specific. So, for example, in Cape Town, we've got a shark spotting detection program where lookouts are on the beach and on the mountainside detecting sharks from sunrise until sunset. And if they see a shark, they sound a siren to get the people out of the water. But this isn't always feasible in some areas where there aren't high enough vantage points. Exclusion nets are also used in some parts of the world. In Cape Town, we do use one, but again, it's only conducive to calm conditions, very small swells. So in a place like Jeffreys Bay, it probably wouldn't work. And then in our east coast, along our KwaZulu-Natal coast, there are shark nets and drum lines in place. And these work by reducing local shark population. So they catch and kill sharks to reduce the local shark population, thereby reducing risk. In Jeffreys Bay itself, there are none of these methods in place. And it then comes down to individual decision making. And there are a couple of deterrents that are on the market. Most of these are not trialed and tested, and none would provide 100% safety. But there is one particular product that uses an electric field to deter sharks, And independent research shows that in some cases it does work. But again, it's not a 100% guarantee. I don't think anything is available out there to guarantee 100% that you're not going to have a shark encounter.
So given that, as you say, shark sightings are quite common in some of these areas in which surf competitions take place, what would your advice be to the organisers of these events, given the risks of potential attacks in these waters?
I think in areas where there are high vantage points that you can put trained shark spotters. These spotters know what to look for in terms of a shadow. Sometimes it can be a very subtle movement that they are trained to detect. So trained shark spotters could work in some areas if they do have adequate vantage. But then rescue boats behind the back line, boats patrolling up and down, and I believe the organizers of this event did have those in place. But, you know, you could be on one side of the beach and the shark could come in from the other side of the beach. So on a boat, you can't patrol the area constantly all of the time. And then I think communication is an incredibly important method that is inexpensive and often underutilized. So in terms of communicating shark sightings, I don't know if the shark was sighted or a shark was sighted 2 hours before, like some people are saying. I'm only getting that information secondhand, but certainly if there was any shark sightings beforehand, for that to go through the proper networking and communication channels. And, you know, even generally speaking, in terms of shark sightings, people like fishermen and other surfers and water users sometimes do see sharks and they don't really know where to report it. And so they go home with that information. Sometimes that information can be used and to improve safety.
Okay, Dr. Alison Cock, we'll have to leave it there, but thank you for your insights tonight.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you.